This is the BYD Han, the big sedan from the Chinese manufacturer Build Your Dreams. Today I'm going to test range, consumption, acceleration and noise level of this car. 521 kilometers of VLTP range, a gross battery capacity of 85.4 kilowatt hours. It's a BYD LFP blade battery, so we can charge it to 100% all the time. You won't take damage from that. A low drag coefficient of 0.23, so that will help the car to be slippery and hopefully increase the range and decrease the consumption. So let's start with the consumption test, and then after that continue with noise and acceleration. Let's go. So this is the first part of the consumption and range test of the BYD Han. This cycle is a mixed cycle of 80 kilometers. The average speed is 93 kilometers per hour. It is a mix between 50 and 110 kilometers per hour. And to keep the test consistent, I'm always keeping to the speed limits and running the air conditioning on auto and 20 degrees and always using the eco modes. Exactly the halfway now, I have been driving 40 kilometers. The average consumption since start is 15.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer. That's good. It's dry outside, totally dry roads, 4 degrees outside, 19-inch wheels, Kumho winter studless tires. So good conditions for scoring a low consumption. 15.8 now, so it's going up, but still good for such a big car. Let's see what we end up with later on. One thing that I have recognized is that Chinese cars are holding a colder temperature than European cars. So when I enter 20 degrees, I'm actually freezing. It's too cold. 22 would have been a better choice, but now 20 is what I have done with all other cars, so I need to stick with that to be consistent. 20 degrees in my Tesla or in the Volkswagen ID3 feels a lot more warm than it does in this car. It was exactly the same in the Neo, so it has to do with how they measure or where the car is measuring the temperature. I don't know why, but it is a difference. So I'm going back home, heading for the final stretch. This is the top speed stretch with 110 kilometers per hour. The consumption is actually now, after 50 kilometers of travel, 17.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer, 177 watt hours per kilometer. So it has been going upwards the last kilometers. It will probably end up even higher since the higher speed limits. So let's see if I can keep it under 200. I'm back home after the range and consumption test. 80 kilometers are put behind us. The average consumption is, according to the car, for the last 50 kilometers, 20.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And keep in mind, this is just the last 50 kilometers, and the car also over-reports the distance by approximately 1%. So it is a bit higher than that. And the car doesn't tell me the exact consumption because the tripometer doesn't have that information, at least not for now. So I actually calculated the lost net capacity from start to the end, and the calculated consumption is 210 watt hours per kilometer, so it's a bit higher than the car itself states. So 210 watt hours per kilometer is what you can expect during a mild winter. 4 degrees Celsius outside, dry roads, so good conditions but a bit cold. So a mild winter test is what this can be considered as. So that translates into an actual winter range of 390 kilometers. So almost 400 kilometers is what you can expect during winter time. And during summer, I think you will be able to achieve close to 500 kilometers. So very close to the VLTP range, but then it must be over 20 degrees Celsius to be able to achieve that. That's all when it comes to consumption and range. Let's look at the noise levels. So framed doors with double pane windows in the front and single pane windows at the back. Very good door closing sound, solid sound. Let's listen at the front. Listen to this. Great sound. Good build quality, good insulation. 19-inch winter tires with Kumho studless winter tires. Not the best tires when it comes to noise levels, but let's see how it performs. So when it comes to noise levels, I'm going to measure the actual noise in the car while driving in different speeds: 50, 70, 100 and 110 kilometers per hour. So I will be right back with you with the results, so stay tuned. 0 to 100 acceleration test 1. Go!
Zero to 60 miles per hour time 5.14 seconds. 0 to 100 km time 5.46 seconds.
That's high. Second try, 0 to 100 at 87% state of charge, sports mode active. Go.
Zero to 60 miles per hour time 4.92 seconds. 0 to 100 km time 5.26 seconds.
Okay, the third try. 1, 2, 3, go.
Zero to 60 miles per hour time 4.93 seconds. 0 to 100 km time 5.20 seconds.
Test number 1, 0 to 100, 60% state of charge. Go. %50 state of charge, third try, go.
Zero to 60 miles per hour time 4.71 seconds. 0 to 100 km time 5.01 second.
So it's time to summarize the results. Range and consumption test, as you saw, almost 400 kilometers of winter range, 4 degrees Celsius on dry roads. That's more or less what I expected. During summer, you will probably be able to achieve closer to 500 kilometers, maybe over 500 kilometers. I know that BYD Atto 3 is able to achieve its VLTP range, at least what I hear from users in Australia and more warmer regions. So during summertime, I think these BYD cars will have a good range, a much better range than during winter, of course. But I still think 400 kilometers is a decent result, 210 watt hours per kilometer in consumption. When it comes to noise, it is in line, almost exactly in line with the BMW iX3 that I tested a couple of weeks ago. I was expecting a little bit more of a silent car than the BMW, but I mean, it still feels silent, especially under speeds of 70 kilometers per hour. In some higher speeds above 100 or 110 kilometers per hour, you get a little bit of wind noise, but that's very little still. So a comfortable car, you can travel and do long trips in this car without any problem. So it's nice. It's not as silent as the Neo ET7 that I tested. It is a big difference, but that car is exceptional when it comes to noise levels. So acceleration, I tried different modes. First I tried sport mode activated. I did 3 different tries, and the best time I was able to score was 5.2 seconds in 0 to 100 kilometers. Then I realized that I needed to activate some kind of launch mode in the menu in the instrument cluster. Then I achieved a little bit better, and the best time I was able to do was 4.98 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, and 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.68 seconds. So that's far from the specified 3.9 seconds. The car itself stayed at 4.4. It is a bit far from what I measure with my track meter, so you can't really not trust the acceleration figures on the car itself. But I guess that's always the case. One important thing to mention is that the last test I did in launch mode was with a state of charge of just under 50% or 50%, and that's a bit too low. So it will probably score a better 0 to 100 time with a higher SOC. I wasn't really able to do any more tests, because when I charged the car overnight at home in my home charger, I have a 3-phase home charger, it charged really slow, and then I recognized that the car only charges on AC chargers with 1 phase. So I was only getting 2 kilowatts of peak power when charging, so it took forever. So I was actually not able to fill the battery enough to do the acceleration test today, and I'm handing back the car very soon, so maybe another time I will be able to get a better score. Let's hope so. I'm releasing another video about this car very soon, so stay tuned for that one, and that's about 5 good and 5 bad things about the BYD Han. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel to help me to create more content like this. This is a press car from BYD, and you guys with your subscriptions and likes are helping me to land more cars, press cars, and create more content for you. So always stay electric. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon.